The 50 years of martial arts taught me about life. I've been involved in martial arts for more than 50 years. And when you've done something that long, eventually you realize the greatest lessons weren't about punching and kicking. Martial arts taught me how to lose, how to get back up, how to control my emotions, how to keep learning, how to deal with people, and how to continue moving forward. When life doesn't go according to plan, some lessons took me years to understand that today I want to share a few of them with you. So welcome back, Sensei Alphonso Pettis. If you watched my first episode, you heard me say that martial arts is just not about fighting. Today, I want to take that conversation a little bit deeper because after spending most of my life around martial arts, I've learned that the dojo can become your classroom for life. You walk in thinking you're learning techniques, but somewhere along that journey, you start learning about yourself. The first lesson is that you never know everything. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. When you're young, you sometimes you really want answers quickly. You want that technique. You want recognition. You want to feel like you've arrived. But experience teaches you something a whole lot different. There's no arrival. There is always something else to learn, something to improve, something another person can teach you. I still can believe in being a student because the moment you believe you know everything, you stop growing. Lesson number 2, you don't have to win every battle. When you're younger, winning can feel extremely important. You want to prove yourself, but maturity teaches you to ask a whole different question. Is this battle even worth fighting? Every disagreement doesn't really require a response. Every insult doesn't deserve your energy. Every challenge doesn't need to be accepted. Sometimes walking away is a strategy. Lesson number 3, falling is part of learning. Anybody who trains long enough is going to make mistakes. You're going to lose your balance, get frustrated, get corrected, maybe even get knocked down. And then what? You get up. Life knocks us down too. Relationships change, careers change, people disappoint us, plans don't work. We make mistakes, but sometimes we have to rebuild. Martial arts taught me that getting knocked down isn't necessarily failure. You breathe, you learn, you adjust, and you reset your stance. Lesson number 4, control is greater than power. A beginner may think power is everything. You hit harder, kick harder, move faster, but eventually you learn that power without control can become very dangerous. Anger without control can destroy relationships. Words without control can hurt people. Authority without control can become abuse. Ego without control can destroy leadership. Strength isn't simply about what you're capable of doing. Strength is also knowing when you're not to do it. Lesson number 5, your body will change, but you can keep growing. As we get older, our bodies change. That's reality. Maybe you're not as fast as you once were. Maybe recovery takes a little bit longer. Maybe you have to train differently, but different doesn't really mean you're finished. Experience begins replacing things youth once provided. The timing, the awareness, the efficiency, patience, understanding. You begin asking, how can I get smarter? Not simply, how can I move harder? Getting older doesn't mean you stop growing. Age changes the training. It doesn't have to end the journey. Lesson number 6, what you know, you should eventually help somebody else. There comes a point when martial arts stop being only about what you can accomplish. You begin thinking about what can you pass on. That's one reason teaching and mentoring young people means so much to me. If I spend decades learning discipline, confidence, emotional control, and perseverance, what good is that knowledge if I keep it all to myself? At some point, knowledge becomes responsibility, y'all. And if you live long enough to learn something valuable, something or somebody coming behind you needs to hear it. And lesson number 7, the journey is never really finished. After more than 5 decades, you might think I would say that I've mastered the martial arts. I wouldn't. I'm still learning, still thinking, still adjusting, still discovering things about the martial arts and about myself. Maybe that's the biggest lesson. The goal isn't perfection. The goal isn't growth. Being a little wiser, a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more patient, a little healthier, a little more useful to somebody else. Tomorrow, continue training. If I could speak to the younger version of myself, standing in dojo all those years ago, I don't think I'd talk much about technique. I'd probably tell him, keep training, but pay attention to what the training is really teaching you. Learn patience, control your temper, respect people. Don't let your ego make decisions for you. Take care of your body. Keep learning. Help somebody coming behind you and understand that sometimes life is going to knock you down. When it does, respect your stance because the next round isn't over just because the last one was difficult. Here's my question for you. What's one lesson life took you years to understand? Put in the comments and remember, train your body, train your mind, train your character. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.